you guys. So today's video is going to be a chit chat get ready with me rambly ass video. You guys would be surprised to know that sometimes when I do chit chat get readies with me, even though they're supposed to come across as like really organic and chill and off the top of my head thoughts and things of that nature, a lot of times I still have to have notes because I'm one of those people. Like if I start over here with a story, it's going to take like 50 different twists and turns along the way. So that's what you're in for. Be ready for it. But generally today, I just wanted to hang out, catch up. I didn't post it all last week. Wasn't having the best time. And I've just had a lot of stuff on my mind, particularly about kind of the new wave of content creators and the new type of content strategies and things I think I was wrong about and things I've said in the past that I wish I wouldn't have said and what the future holds. So this is just kind of a little bit of everything. If I had to summarize it, it would be like, I feel like there's just a lot of things no one tells you about becoming a beauty guru, and this video is a lot of the lessons that I have learned thus far. So, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Check the down bar for links to all my social media platforms. Come find me on Patreon, and yeah, let's just get into it. This is a chit chat get ready with me, which means I will have a naked face in 3, 2, 1. Hey you guys, so I just wanted to hang out with you today and talk about some things that are on my mind, get some feedback from you guys, just kind of state of the union, because I feel like ever since I came back to work after my mom died, I've done a lot of videos, but I don't know that we've like hung out, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we're gonna do today. Lately I've been kind of searching for new products that are staples. Like I need some really good basics, and one of those things is an eye primer. So if you guys have a recommendation for a good one, let me explain to you what I'm looking for. I definitely need a tinted one because my eyelids are very thin. You can see like my veins and stuff through them. I mostly just want to cancel out the discoloration because if I don't, I feel like it just kind of looks as if I have like really patchy unblended eyeshadow. Something tinted, pretty thin in consistency, that works well. That's all I'm looking for. And I guess I could do my own research and like do my job because that's basically what I'm supposed to do, but you guys give me so many dope suggestions, so I'm sure you got one. For my crease, I'm actually going to use bronzer. I'm going to use Hoola from Benefit on a fluffy brush. So I feel like I might be having a teeny little bit of like an identity crisis right now, if you will, or at least like a social media identity crisis. I feel like I have made some really bold statements lately that I'm not sure not only if I support anymore, but I also just don't know how smart it was for me to declare so loudly and proudly. I'm kind of hitting a bit of a wall trying to figure out what I'm gonna do on my channel now. Because last year, you know, I feel like I kind of painted myself into a corner with the no-buy stuff. And now I still want to keep a level of smart consumerism on my channel, obviously. But I think that I've been kind of going about it the wrong way. And what I mean by that is I recently did a video where I said that the new Makeup Geek matrix system were going to be the only shadows I was using from now on. It was the Makeup Geek matrix system and a couple of Viseart palettes. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm still going to use all of these palettes all of the time. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I think that's mostly where I get kind of frustrated with my message, my own damn message on my channel. I'm going to go in, speaking of the matrix system, with the Makeup Geek matrix system, and I'm going to take this color with a touch of this color. Like I'm just going to kind of mix them together on my brush. I think that I had so much success with announcing my no-buy and found that no part of that was difficult or boring or anything like that. So I kind of felt like pretty confident in myself and my ability to make another sweeping declaration like that, and felt pretty sure that I would stick with whatever I said I was going to do. What kind of got me thinking about this was the recent Jaclyn Hill and Morphe launch, and tons of people asked me to review it, or if I planned on reviewing it, or if I wanted to talk about it, or whatever. And my immediate response was like, absolutely not. I don't want to talk about it. Because honestly, I don't want to talk about the palette like the item itself. I want to talk about the idea of it and create dupes for you guys for it and kind of help you guys figure out truly if it's a good fit for you or not. And as the palette, you know, has been rolled out for a little while now, I was looking at swatches and trying to go through what I had and find dupes, and then I realized that I need dupes that are not in this little small curated collection that I like loudly declared I was going to be adhering to, which isn't really a huge deal. Except I just kind of had a moment where I was like, I think I have backed myself into a corner again. Like, I don't know. I'm going to take this color and mix them together. And I'm just going to start kind of creating like a wing shape on the outer corner of my eye. I ended up ordering the palette because it's not in stores near me yet. So I couldn't even attempt to figure out dupes or anything like that in person without the actual palette in front of me. Basically, I'm just regretting having made such a big public ordeal about that decision. And that's kind of like what I'm learning is one of the more interesting facets of social media. Because I've also said that I wanted to be like the beauty guru who doesn't take sponsorships or has affiliate codes. And I did mean that at the time. And to an extent, I still want to do it. But I'm not getting any offers to work with any companies that are not beauty related. It's just not a thing. And I have Patreon to supplement my AdSense, as I've said before, because AdSense is so unreliable. And I don't want to abandon my morals and completely change direction and lose my following or lose anyone's trust. And so I constantly just feel like, what do I do? Like, how do I make money, achieve financial goals and personal goals that I have for myself, keep my integrity on YouTube, grow my channel and the production quality and all the other stuff that I want to do? Like, how do I do this? It's so difficult. That's really what I wanted to do with you guys today. I wanted to talk about what you guys want from me and how I can maintain the relationship I've developed with you guys, but also figure out where I fit in, because that's kind of how I feel. Sometimes I feel like I don't fit in. Side note, I've been doing makeup for about a squillion years now, and I just figured out on camera that pulling my eye taut to try to get closer to my lash line doesn't actually work for me at all, but what does is lifting it like this and looking down. It's probably ridiculous that I just came to that realization, but you know what? Sometimes it be like that. You guys know that I think about social media and the beauty industry and all of that stuff and how they work together a lot. I do think that is kind of my shtick. Consumerism is kind of a facet of that, because social media, the beauty industry, the commoditization, female beauty as a commodity being like one of the driving factors of both of those. And I think as a result, it's been really easy for me to take like principled stances around stuff, because in a way I have made being financially successful and being honest polar opposites of each other. In other words, I felt like taking sponsorships, getting affiliate codes, anything like that would immediately make me less trustworthy in your eyes. And I'm starting to realize that I just can't take on like all of this responsibility to be like chaste and without financial gain, lest my message be completely lost, because I don't think that's the answer, if that makes any sense. I don't believe extremes are really ever the answer. I think it's about finding balance, and maybe that's what this is about. Maybe I just haven't found my balance yet. For every decent or interesting makeup collaboration or sponsorship that I get, I also get about 50 that I just wouldn't even consider under any circumstances. And there's 2 as of the past couple of weeks that I've been offered that actually are really interesting to me. And they're things that I would pay for. In one case, something I've wanted to pay for in the past, but just haven't pulled the trigger. And I've built up this huge level of anxiety in my head about moving forward with that. I mean, it's not like keeping me up at night or anything. It's just been on my mind a lot. And I guess what I'm getting at also is that I've been thinking a lot about the beauty community from the perspective of someone who is mistrustful of it. In a podcast that I did a while ago, I told Jacqueline, who is my co-host, that I think it's fair to say that maybe what we're looking at is a situation where people are promoting codes or products and maybe overstating the case a little bit. Sometimes when you are benefiting from something as much as you can potentially benefit off of a coupon code or a sponsorship, maybe you're just seeing things through rose-colored glasses, because I don't think it's like a fair assessment to say that every single person who gets paid to promote something or whatever is just naturally and automatically lying. I don't think I've ever been of that mind frame, and while some people in the past year have intentionally misrepresented or misconstrued my message, overall, really what I've been talking more about is not don't buy anything, don't support anybody, don't believe anyone. It's kind of more like use your head, be smart, think about what you're doing. All this stuff adds up after a while. That's why I was filming my declutter, because I wanted you guys to see just how many times I have bought makeup over the years to create content with, or because I got caught up in a trend. Just such wasted money. And my relationship with my money might be very different than yours, and you might not see an issue with that at all. It might be money well spent as far as you're concerned, but as always, I can only speak for myself. What are the things in a YouTuber that you subscribe to or who you enjoy that help you determine whether or not you find them trustworthy enough to take their reviews and have faith in them, or inspires you to use their coupon codes, and when does that stop for you? Because for me, if I take your recommendation and buy something and it sucks, not that it doesn't work for me, but that it sucks. Like, I'll give a good example. A few years ago, or actually many years ago, back when I was deep in my hair extension fascination, I was wearing them avidly, had been wearing them for a while, and really at that point kind of knew my way around a hair extension. I knew what a good one was, I knew what a bad one was. I had pretty good little repertoire of experience in that area. So when Bellamy hair extensions came out, I just remember everybody was using those things. Everybody was using those things. And they were expensive. They weren't on the cheaper side at all for hair extensions. And I ordered a pair of them and they were terrible. I don't mean they didn't work for me. I mean, they were objectively poor quality, super expensive, and something that you cannot return. You cannot return hair extensions once you've taken them out of the package and once you've worn them. They were so bad. Like, they were really knotty. They would mat up immediately when I put them on. They felt like, I don't know how to explain it, like you know, if you take a cotton ball and you pull it apart, like how it gets all fibrous and thin and like puffy, that was like they were bad. And I kind of had a moment where I was like, y'all are on some bullshit. Now, is it possible that I got like the only dud in the whole entire Bellamy hair extension world? I guess. Something tells me that's not the case, but they were really, really bad. That was one of the first times I bought something off of a YouTuber's recommendation and kind of had this moment where I was like, I don't know if I believe you anymore when you say stuff. I just can't trust these fools all the time. And that was years ago. I think that was in like 2014. Yeah, that was in 2014. That was 6 years ago. That was the first time I realized that this isn't all it's cracked up to be. The interesting thing about all of this, for all of my avoiding affiliate codes and avoiding sponsored videos and this, that, and the third, there are still innumerable times that I have been accused of being sponsored or lying to my audience any damn way. That's the crazy thing about it. When I did the video where I was like, these are the only eyeshadow palettes I'm using anymore. And once again, I meant it when I said it. I truly believed that was what I was going to do because I was really excited about the concept behind the launch. I still am. Obviously, I still use the shadows today. But I absolutely wasn't sponsored in any way, and I absolutely do not have a deal in the works where I have an affiliate code coming up. Like, that's not a thing. And then also I've been thinking a lot about how I'm worried I may have inadvertently painted other creators as a whole of being duplicitous or untrustworthy because they themselves are taking brand deals and have sponsored content and have affiliate codes. I never meant to imply that. And if I have somehow given that perspective or that perception, I wholeheartedly apologize, because I don't think that whatsoever. As I said in the beginning, or when I was talking about my Bellamy hair extension experience, it is always going to come down to the individual in question. And I just tend to learn from my mistakes. So I'm just really wary of when anybody tells me a product that I should buy, whether they're sponsored or not, because I just understand that there is no accounting for taste, and everybody is going to look for different things in their products as a whole. We all just kind of gravitate to different stuff. I don't want to accidentally contribute to the conversation that my community isn't to be trusted and everyone should be out for blood when it comes to any little error that a beauty guru makes, because I don't think that's fair. And if I've contributed to that, then I would like to take the time to formally say I don't stand by that. I don't think that's a healthy perspective to have. I don't think it really serves anyone. Whenever I was kind of into drama channels or found their message to be extremely valuable, it was around stuff like shady business dealings. And when they cover that kind of stuff, that's when they really shine for me. But, once they started getting into people's friendships and once all these dramageddons started, like, as much as I low-key enjoyed, just like everyone else, kind of sitting back and watching the dumpster fire happen, I've started to come to the realization that all of that stuff has done nothing but hurt the community as a whole and made the space a little less fun of a place to be in for pretty much everyone, except for the people who genuinely like to sip tea. And I'm not above anyone, so please don't misconstrue my point and think that I'm saying I just think people who like tea are bad. I don't think that. We all just have different things that we enjoy. So I guess what I'm saying is, like, it's almost as if once the drama channels came into it full force, talking about stuff that's truly neither here nor there, it just kind of turned all of this into entertainment, which I guess it always has been to an extent, but I think it just kind of took that element to another level. But I'm starting to think that maybe the community as a whole is about to split a little bit, in that you're just always going to have like two different camps of people in this community. And I think there's the people who get really caught up in the culture of the superstars and who like the tea and all that kind of stuff, and that is why they're into this, which is totally fine. But I think that we will also have like another group, or maybe we've always had another group of people who are really in it for the love of makeup and probably don't want anything to do with the other stuff. And I think that my subscribers, for the most part, are members of the latter. I just feel like I'm witnessing a new inception of the community that supports my thesis here. And what I mean by that, I talked about this in my How Did We Get Here, kind of like the history of the beauty community video. I've just noticed a huge influx of people doing product reviews, okay? And we'll use the Jaclyn Hill palette as an example, because I saw it a lot. People are reviewing the palette and their thumbnail is almost always this, or some version of that, which I have a lot of thumbnails where I'm doing pretty much the exact same face, but anytime I'm pulling that face, please believe there is something within the contents of that video that warrants said face. And I want to say that that's what's happening with all these videos that I'm talking about, but it's not what's happening. Like, I've actually watched some of those videos because I'm like, ooh, shit, like, is this Lipstick Gate part 2? Let me check this out. And the reviews are fine. People are like, yeah, I like this. It's great. And I'm like, so what's with the stank face? Like, it's just a trend we're seeing now where it kind of worries me, as I said before in my other video, the How Did We Get Here beauty community video, where if we're gonna treat smart consumerism or critical thinking or being critical of brands and YouTubers as a whole as a trend, so much so that we're using like misleading thumbnails as a result, it just means that once this stops being the trend, things are just going to go back to the way that they were. I just know that everything, it's like very cyclical, you know? There'll be a new version of this in 2 years. I think we're looking at the beginning of the backlash, if you will, around all of the rampant consumerism and buy this that we've been seeing. But if we're still going to use this as a content strategy instead of a chance to like have a bigger conversation, I don't think it's going to stick around, which I think is a shame because it's important. I'm also just seeing a lot of videos on YouTube. The new content strategy is like reacting to other people, so it's a lot of like recreating other people's tutorials and critiquing it, or watching other people's tutorials and critiquing it, which I think is really cool on the one hand, because some people just be out here giving people garbage advice and got folks out here looking crazy. But at the same time, I'm just worried it's gonna be a slippery slope thing where, you know, a few group of people are gonna kind of be perceived as the ones who have the monopoly on the information, and if you deviate from what they said to do, you're wrong. Like, I had this happen recently where I can't remember what makeup technique I was using or what I did, but somebody was like, oh, you shouldn't have done that because so-and-so said that blah, blah, blah. And I was like, girl, like, who died and made so-and-so king of the zombies? Like, I'm just out here trying to live. I don't know. Like, maybe me kind of witnessing this new shift in, like, content strategy and seeing how well it's doing, and kind of naturally, as I tend to do with everything, kind of side-eyeing a little bit. I'm always going to do that. Like, it doesn't matter. If something is popular, I'm going to be like, even if it was something I was into before. Like, it's kind of got me looking at it and being like, is that how I've been out here looking this whole time? And if it's growing in popularity and people are into it now, if I change, will my audience dip? I just guess I wanted to talk to you guys and let you know that if you see sponsored content coming out, or if I'm not going to do what I said and stick with Makeup Geek Shadows exclusively, I wish I never would have made that video now, then I hope you guys just understand that it's a part of me learning as I go. Working in social media is really weird. You know, if I was an actress and I made a movie about squirrels, you know, people wouldn't expect me to be the squirrel girl for the rest of my life. But as a content creator, your content is you. It's you, it's your life. It's an extension of who you are as a person. So you just get scared, I guess, that people are going to want you to be the same forever. And I change all the friggin' time. All the time. And I guess I just hope that everyone comes with me, or I just won't do it anymore. I can't stand the idea of the pressure to play a part that is not authentic to me anymore. It's just not gonna fly. Pretty sure this video was all over the place, so whoever is still stuck around and watched it to this point, you a doll, baby. Thank you, because I probably would have turned me off a long time ago. I'm going to turn the camera off and do my lips and fix my hair and change my shirt, try to be representable, but I will quickly tell you what I'm going to wear on my lips. I'm going to do Milani Color Statement Lip Liner and the number 4 All Natural. For the lipstick, I'm going to mix Nude Cape from Charlotte Tilbury and All Mine from Tom Ford. I don't know gloss yet. I'll let you know when I get back. It's going to depend on how this turns out, so be back in a second. Okay, so I'm back. And the lip gloss that won is Claire from Buxom. I wish I knew how to quit you. I wear this with friggin' everything. It's true. It's my fave. What can I say? Also, I colored my hair, or I bleached it, or whatever. I love it. I'm so glad it came out the way that it did. And I can't wait until I go just like a little bit lighter. Like just a little bit. Probably more towards the ends. And then I'm going to leave it alone for a while. This has been like a journey I've been on for a hot minute. Anyway, in summation, all of this to say, This video basically was, like I said, just a chance to talk to you guys and get an idea of, I don't know, like, what are your thoughts about this? Do you think that I'm overthinking it? Do you think that once I start accepting money from the beauty industry in any way, I have turned a corner from which I can never return? Who are your favorite beauty gurus that you trust infallibly and why? Who are the beauty gurus you no longer trust? And what was the thing that happened that made you decide to no longer endorse them or to support them financially? If you're interested in like an actual, concise, thought out narrative around this subject and parasocial relationships, stay tuned because I think my next video will be about that. This was really just a stream of conscious rambling, as you can probably tell. So anyway, as always, thank you to the patrons. There was a huge growth in my Patreon this month. Pretty sure most of that had to do with the fact that I'm doing a giveaway over there right now, but there will be a giveaway over there next month also. So if that's your game plan, maybe you'll stick around next time too. But if you actually want to come hang out with me, get a little bonus content, like I said, I do true crime videos over there, in-depth tutorials, things of that nature. Come hang out over there as well. It's truly my favorite part of social media, especially my live streams. That is my favorite thing to do. I get really real over there. Like, I've ugly cried on Patreon a handful of times now, and it doesn't bother me that much anymore because I genuinely feel like my live streamers are like my internet best friends. I know that's a dramatic statement, but I mean it. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Check the down bar for links to all my social media platforms, and I will catch you in the next one.